Hi, it's Guy Arnold from Slow Selling, and this short 2-minute myth-busting video is called The Customer is Not Always Right. And you may think, oh no, it's another one from Guy. Of course the customer's always right. That's the customer. What's he on about? Anyway, my issue here is that this phrase, the customer is always right, is a bit of a crass and glib phrase that managers and business advisors and people like me sort of roll out all the time. Well, you've got to look after the customer because the customer's always right. And, you know, it causes stress. But let me tell you why it does that. Because if you're talking about customers in general, i.e. customers' needs, then of course the customer's always right. Your role as a business is to get and keep customers by fulfilling their needs. So the customer's needs always have to be right. And indeed, we strongly advocate the use of feedback to discover the customer's real needs and to develop your systems inch by inch to blow their socks off inch by inch, steadily, and continually build remarkableness, reputation, and referrals. But the problem with the phrase "the customer is always right" is it's so often used thoughtlessly by business managers and business advisors and leaders, saying the customer's always right. We've got to, wow the customer. We've got to do this, all this sort of stuff. And that can provoke stress and resentment and unnecessary pressure at the coalface, at the front line. The people who are actually dealing with your customer, they know that your customer is not always right because they're dealing with them all the time. The customer can be awkward and difficult and confused and misled and have unrealistic expectations and all sorts of things. So the customer, very often at the point of dealing with them, is not always right. But here is the thing. Why don't you change that phrase from "the customer is always right" to "the customer is not always right, but the customer is always the customer." And that's how we need to treat them. So the customer isn't always right. The customer is always the customer. Hope that helps. Follow Slow Selling. Get on our list. Thanks for watching. See you soon.